NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They run on 1st down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Eluding the pressure right. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Tua. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
After the turnover, here's Herbert going for it all. Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen with touchdown number 20 on the year, and the Chargers have taken a first-quarter lead. Michael Badgley on for the extra point. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And they give this time to the tailback. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 36, Tua. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Now a give right side. Branch into the secondary past the 40. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A big play there with his 16th touchdown of the year. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Showtime today,
baby. To bring it out here. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. Sanders on for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Next the score, Dolphins 14, Chargers 7.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Charger drive about to get going. And, you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
You know, are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done?
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big game that time for the Chargers. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Herbert. Steps away to his left. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. And he'll get 3 down at the 34-yard line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
And that is no good. Hit it well from distance, but he couldn't work it back in, and this score will stay right where it is. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, and other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Powell. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
They'll run on first down. Branch. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happen.
And this is caught. Touchdown. Jalen Waddle with his 16th touchdown of the year, and the Dolphins are able to grow their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Charger drive about to get going. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert. Forced out to his left. Going deep here for Allen. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big gain that time for the Chargers.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
On first down, Justin Herbert. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Jalen Guyton, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Chargers are able to make this a close game again. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. And they've got it. They recovered it. They hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the 4th.
No, not at all. And they're trying to get something going after one there. But you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
They'll try the left side. Branch. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 2nd down now, Branch. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. Here's Tua. He's got a man complete. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. It's a big play there for Miami.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now up to 14. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And here comes a return from just deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And this is... take it to the house for a Miami touchdown. Sanders now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
The Charger drive about to get going. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
A gain of 3, second down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Wide open receiver complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness it's been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
On second down, Branch. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Tua looking downfield for Jones.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked up by Jesse Bates.
And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, you know, this offense has had their way for the most part here in this first half, but that time, maybe they got a little greedy.
Well, it is hard to blame them, isn't it? Because like they said back in the 1980s, greed can be good. Stick with what's been working. But that time, I think you got a little bit too much air under that one, and it turned into a turnover that was much needed by that defense.
He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Well, the first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert.
He's airing it out for Williams. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. A big play there for L.A.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now, if he throws that one with any type of arc, puts a little air under it, that play doesn't happen. He had to fire it in there, and he did exactly that.
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Second and 10.
Back to throw here, Herbert. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted.
Picked off by Noah Igbenogany. And the Dolphins are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
105 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On 3rd down, Branch. Room here to run. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Play action. Now it's Tua. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. It'll be a loss of 5 there as the safety blitz winds up paying off. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. Man open, here is Jones. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Dolphins continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the rout is on here in this first half.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
And that's into the hands of Eckler.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Here's Herbert. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
2nd and 10. Here's Herbert once more. Over the middle, complete. It's Williams. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones.
And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for them. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100-1. And it's not looking good for them here.
And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. On 2nd and 11 now. Tua, he's going to loft one deep left side here. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. A big play there just before halftime. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. A 33-yarder from the left hash.
So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job. Drives.
Hey.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going.
And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock.
The final shot before the break for Herbert. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of his first half of play. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 23. Throwing to start the drive. Herbert flushed out right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Going deep here for Allen. And got his man complete. The 20. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Chargers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Now the Charger offense will stay on the field as they'll line up to go for the two-point try. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
They'll keep it on the ground. Branch, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. Escaping the pressure right. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Now the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up second down. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll try the left side. Branch. And good pursuit yet again by the Chargers as they stuff him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. On play action, here's Tua. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on third down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. Branch. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 148 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. On 3rd down, Branch. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Dolphins have got it on cruise control. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touch. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Charger drive about to get going. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big gain that time for the Chargers. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On 2nd and 10, the ball back with Herbert. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Herbert on 1st down now. Buying time to his left. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Justin Herbert, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers, they're able to cut into that deficit. Now the Charger offense will stay on the field as they'll line up to go for the 2-point try. It's complete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. Flush to his right. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Good job, good job. And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Open target here, Darius Slayton. Touchdown, Dolphins. Darius Slayton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage. Well, they just continue to roll. And, Charles, for you and I, we want the close games, but for them, it has to be so nice to enjoy this big cushion.
I can't remember the last time we saw them play this loose and have this much fun. I think they'd love to be able to capture this game, carry it with them from week to week, and be able to execute like this in all the rest of their games.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. On first down, it's Herbert. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He's got a man, complete. Past the 20. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Donald Parham, 81 yards. And the Chargers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. And they'll have Herbert try and throw for it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
Taken from about the 12. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Kenneth Murray, the linebacker, there to make the play defensively. They'll keep it on the ground. Branch. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game.
Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked up by Jesse Bates. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That was a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy.
And this is caught. And so close. He gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A big game that time for the Chargers. Eckler, touchdown, Chargers. CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, they looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jerome Baker. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10.
You know
and he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From the 10. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but the turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think they might not be dialing that up again.
Yeah, probably not. They're still in fantastic shape, though, so I would imagine before he trotted out here for this series, head coach probably just leaned over to him and was like, listen, we're wearing these color shirts. Throw it to those guys, not the others. Try to make a joke out of it and just let him go out there with a little bit more confidence.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 177 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. Branch. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On 3rd down, Branch. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. So they pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This officially a 55-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
He's going to fire one, deep left sideline. And incomplete on the deep ball.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Back to the air. Herbert on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. He finds his target, Allen. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Austin Eckler with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Chargers have got it back to a 2-score. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From way up at the 23. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground. Branch. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 197 yards rushing for him now in the afternoon as he continues to put a hurt on this defense. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And that is incomplete.
After what they've faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
And they'll get to this and touch it. Looks like, yeah, right at the 15-yard line here.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They lose the yardage, and of course they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Herbert going to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, this is getting close to a no-win situation now. They've got one final shot. They're on their end of the field, and it's 4th and long. This might require a little extra razzle-dazzle to get it done.
Fourth down for Herbert. Desperation time. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off Byron Jones.
With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
They'll keep it on the ground. Branch. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts. as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Tua now, 3rd and goal. Rolling to his right. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. This to make it a 3-score game late. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Charger drive about to get going. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 41. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me, because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Miami, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they come back to the pack a bit as their record falls to 7-3. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. So for Charles